What's going on, guys? Right with Northwest Strings here with a pretty sweet video today. I was going through my channel the other day just because I kind of go through my YouTube videos on my phone, just kind of scroll through, see what has comments and see what doesn't. See if I can reply to any of the comments or not. Just kind of see, how much my stringing's evolved and stuff like that. And I realized in my travels through my channel that I posted an overview of the Maverik Optik, but never a review. So I figured that'd be a tight video to do. So I'm gonna start out, kind of just work my way through overall aesthetics, feel, and then get into stringing, kinda. So pretty much the overall aesthetics. I like everything about this head. There's not one thing I don't like. The face shape is exactly how I like my universal heads to be. I like them to be pretty narrow through the throat with a nice flare, but still be pretty wide. And the Optik just kind of meets it all perfectly. Kind of resembles a Stallion U. Just this has a little more smooth and gradual of a flare than the Stallion that just kind of flares straight out. So it has a really, pretty much my ideal face shape. There's, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but like the whole front is a matte finish, and then there's some glossy finishes in there. So there are different textural things on it that are pretty cool. They tapered the sidewall so that it comes to like a point. I don't know how I can really show this to you. Yeah, right there. It kind of dips in and goes to a point. I like that a lot more. You can really anchor down the strings when you're stringing, so you can get the strings as tight as possible, which is really important. Top string holes, really wide. You can see I fit 4 strings through there easily. Sidewall holes, nothing to complain about. They're nicely spaced, perfectly positioned. I like the round holes. The top 3, you're not going to be able to see them because I have strings through all of them. But they're, if you have an Optik, let me see, I might be able to show you it on this one. I don't think I used the top one, yeah. So there's the top string hole. They're nice holes. The only thing is they're not really big. So you can't really get that many strings through there, and I like to wrap mine a few times. So that was kind of a sort of thing with me, but it's not something you can't get around, so it doesn't bother me that much. So that's pretty much it for aesthetics. The jewel is another one of my favorite things about this head. The Maverik logo's tight, I don't know, and the silver just kind of it kind of ties it into the shaft, which makes it look really cool. So aesthetics, pretty much that's basically it that I have for aesthetics. I'm not really a looks kind of guy. I just kind of go for what strings nicely and what I can get the pocket that I want in, which most stringers usually, hopefully do. And this head just kind of fits my playstyle. It's more for mid-lows. So that's pretty much the aesthetics. The overall feel of it, like I was getting into, it's got a pretty nice offset. Not too dramatic, but not too subtle. It just kind of drops off a little bit and then gets back gradually. So it's a really nice offset. Gives you a really nice feel when you're throwing and shooting and passing and stuff. So another thing, what was I just about to say? I was about to say something and it totally blanked in my mind. Something that had to do with the offset. Screw it. I don't remember. Other thing, level 2 bottom rail makes the head more ideal for mid-lows. The way the top and bottom rails are positioned makes it look like a Nas in this sense, just because Nas's are wider down here and they kind of point at the top. So that's pretty cool. I really only generally use mid-low pockets when I'm using mesh. Every now and then I'll use a mid. But I generally stick to the mid-lows, and that's basically what the level 2 bottom rail is designed for. So I was like, this is going to be the perfect head for me. So I bought two of them, and yeah, pretty much you can string. I said it in another video. I'm gonna say it again. I have not seen a mid-low pocket in this head that I haven't liked. You really can't go wrong stringing this head. Even if you string a mid pocket, I've seen mid pockets that I like. I've seen high pockets. I've only really seen one high pocket that I liked in it, but like I said, it's meant for mid-low pockets, but it's not like you can't string other pockets in it. I think High Strung Lacrosse is the one that did his like mid-high sort of pocket. His pockets are sick. Bottom line, in any head, he can find something. He can just, it's unbelievable what he can do with some heads. And we have the same name, so that's makes him doubly cool. I mean, look at me. I need to go to bed. Oh yeah, didn't get into this with aesthetics, but bottom string holes, pretty much normal bottom string holes. You might be able to fit a leather through them. You might have. It's going to be a really tight fit though. They're kind of small and round, smaller than most bottom string holes would be, but again, not something you can't get around. The only thing you would have trouble with is if you're stringing leathers, but even then you could get past it. So that's pretty much it for feel. It gives you, it's all around great head. Just gives you a nice throwing feel, a nice catching feel. It's really wide, but not too wide. Got nice aesthetics and stuff. And then the last thing I want to talk about being stringing, and I kind of got into this when I was talking about level 2 bottom rail. It's more for mid-low pockets, but you can easily string anything in this. It's with the flare, you could get a decent mid pocket, even nice high pockets, but the mid and mid lows and lows are generally what perform, look, and feel the best in this head. This mid-low pocket I don't know if it's the mesh or the way it's strung or the placement. It feels like the ball is a rock just sitting right here. It doesn't rattle around, and then when I want to throw a pass, it's right out, really quick release, and I love it. So I have two of these actually. I have this one that I use more for playing X and playing around the crease and feeding. So it's pretty smooth, accurate setup. Not a lot of whip on this one, maybe about a 3 on the whip scale, which is generally where I like to keep it, just for when I am shooting. So that one I have for field. This one I generally use more for box, and it's my totally thrown out stick. I gave in and threw it on the thrown dragonfly just because it didn't feel right to not throw it on the thrown dragonfly. So thrown dragonfly Gen 4 C30, Maverik Optik U in black with black and gold, or black and yellow up top, soldier mesh, and a boxer variant. I'm not going to say it's 100% the boxer because it's not, but it looks the same, and from the way I've heard Joe talking about it, it performs the same. It really comes down to the snap of your wrists with this thing. You can throw fakes, heavy box fakes, and then it just has this super smooth release with a really great box channel. Pretty much the width of the pinch, which is what I kind of go for when I string baggier, boxier pockets. So I love it. So this is just kind of showing that you can string anything in it. This is more of a mid. This kind of sits more up in the head towards the middle, and it looks great. You can string anything you want in this. Baggy, boxy pockets, mids, highs, lows, mid-lows, stuff like that. It's all going to turn out well. The level 2 bottom rail is more designed for a mid-low pocket. It's going to feel the best. It's going to perform the best, and it's going to string the easiest. So that's pretty much it for the Optik review. It's definitely probably top 3 favorite heads that are out right now. I might do a video on my top 5 soon. But until then, just know that this is definitely in the top 3. I recommend it to anyone, beginners, intermediates, advanced, anyone that has a chance to pick one up. I recommend picks one up, and yeah, you can give it a 9 out of 10. just because there are some things that they could have done better. I would have liked to see maybe a few more stringing holes, and the top stringing hole is a little bigger, as well as the bottom one's a little bigger. And one of the things I'm pretty big on now is 2 screw holes. I would like to see 2 screw holes in pretty much every new head. Just because that extra security goes a long way. I have 2 screws in my Surgeon 10500, and that thing feels way more solid than it did when it had 1. So just things like that. And the final thing I want to say is that Optiks and most Maverik products are made 100% here in the USA, and that's just great because America.